What if the woman you loved never truly loved you? What if every moment you thought was connection was simply manipulation? She doesn't love you. She never did. She only needed you to believe she did. Does it hurt? Good, because pain is the only teacher that doesn't lie. Look at your reflection. Do you see that kind, respectful man who holds the door for her, who calls her beautiful every morning? That man is invisible to her. No, even worse, he's predictable. And in the hidden language of female desire, predictability is the kiss of death. Every woman carries a monster deep in her DNA, a desire she doesn't even understand herself. That monster makes her reject the man who loves her and crave the one who doesn't care. Have you ever wondered why women say they want a sensitive man, yet fall for the one who breaks their heart? It's not masochism, it's biology. For millions of years, women survived by choosing the warrior, not the poet, the hunter, not the philosopher. The man who could protect her, not the one who'd die for her. And that ancient code still runs today. You think love is built on communication, understanding, tenderness. She says she believes that too, but she lies. Not because she's evil, but because her body doesn't lie. It responds to the man who challenges her, who stands firm, who does not need her. Have you noticed how her eyes light up when she talks about the ex who treated her poorly? How her voice changes when she mentions the arrogant boss everyone hates? That glow, that's not trauma. That's desire, raw and honest. The monster she wants is not violent, not abusive. He's far more dangerous than that. He's unpredictable. He cannot be tamed or controlled. And you're an open book. She knows exactly what you'll say, what you'll do, how you'll react. You're safe, you're stable, you're everything she claims to want. And that's precisely why her biology rejects you. Schopenhauer said, "Love is nature's trick to keep the species going." But he didn't go far enough. Love is not just deception, it's war. And in that war, the civilized man always loses. What does a woman really mean when she says she wants emotional connection? She wants to feel, not think. And the strongest emotions don't come from comfort. They come from tension, from risk, from controlled danger. The man she craves makes her doubt. Does he love me? Does he not? Will he call? Is he seeing someone else? That emotional uncertainty is more addictive than heroin, and you, with your unconditional love and full-time availability, you are methadone when she's craving fire. Napoleon conquered Europe, but he couldn't conquer Josephine. Why? Because he needed her more than she needed him. He wrote desperate letters from the battlefield while she slept with other men in Paris. The emperor of the world reduced to a beggar for affection. Sounds familiar? Of course it does, because you've begged too. You've pleaded for scraps of attention while she served feasts to men who never even asked. But the monster, he doesn't beg. He's hungry, but not for her. He's hungry for power, purpose, conquest. And that hunger, one she can never satisfy, is what drives her mad. She's not a masochist. She's an unconscious evolutionary strategist. Her biology makes her crave the man whose attention is rare and valuable. If your attention is free, unlimited, always available, it's worthless. It's basic economics applied to human desire. Remember that toy you desperately wanted as a kid, the one you couldn't have? Remember how you longed for it, obsessed over it. And what happened when you finally got it? Within weeks, it was forgotten in the corner. You are that toy now. Predictable, available, forgotten. The monster is the toy behind the glass. Always visible, never reachable. Hobbes said, Man is a wolf to man. He was wrong. Man becomes a lamb to woman when he forgets he was born a wolf. You want to know why your relationship died? Don't ask what you did wrong. Ask what you stopped doing right. You stopped being dangerous. Not violent, but dangerous in spirit. You became another piece of furniture in her home. Useful, safe, boring. The monster she desires has 3 traits you lack or lost. First, a purpose bigger than her. He does not live for her. She's a delightful addition, not the center of his world. He has a mission. She senses it. She admires it. She wants to belong to a man like that, not become his only reason for existence. Second, the power to say no. When was the last time you said no to her? Prioritized your needs over hers? The monster says no easily, without guilt, and every no becomes an involuntary aphrodisiac. Third, emotional mystery. You pour out your emotions like a teenager in love. The monster stays silent, not cold, but calm, controlled. He keeps his emotional energy in reserve, that tension between what he could express and what he chooses not to. That's what keeps her addicted. She doesn't want to drown in your emotions. She wants to earn access to them. Have you noticed how she obsesses over the man who delays his replies, who vanishes for hours or days? Each message from him is worth 100 from you. It's not that he's better, it's that he understands, even unconsciously, that female desire thrives on tension, not satisfaction. You remove all tension. You're always there, always replying, always ready to give more. She's not thirsty, she's drowning, and she'd rather die of thirst than stay in your ocean. Nietzsche screamed, "God is dead." But he forgot to add, and with him died the last man women could respect. She said you were too nice. You thought it was a compliment. It was actually a funeral speech for her attraction to you. She left you not because you were bad, but because you were too good, too available, too willing to give all of yourself before she even asked. Because she doesn't fall for kindness, she falls for challenge. Not because they're cruel, but because their ancient biology still believes if he's easy to win, he can't be valuable. Harsh maybe, but so is reality. And in the brutal world of primal desire, the man who offers everything is often the one who ends up with nothing. Think of a lion, majestic, wild, dangerous. You admire it from afar. But imagine if that lion started following you around, licking your feet, begging for attention. Would you still admire it? No. You'd feel pity, maybe annoyance, but never desire. That's what you became, an obedient lion, still strong, but no longer respected. She doesn't want to be worshipped. She wants to be conquered, not with force, but with presence, with power, with purpose. You gave her roses. He gave her silence. You wrote her poems. He left her on red. You planned the future. He lived in the moment. And guess what? She chose him. Because in her ancient subconscious, the man who doesn't chase is the man who could have anyone. And that illusion of choice triggers her deepest desire to be chosen by the one who doesn't need to choose her. You made her your world. He made her a part of his journey. And that subtle difference is everything. There's a reason the most powerful women often fall for the most indifferent men. Because their power meets its match, not in cruelty, but in detachment. When you told her, "I can't live without you," she didn't feel loved. She felt trapped. She became your heir, your God, your purpose. And that burden crushed the attraction. She wanted a partner, not a worshiper. But here's the twist. She tested you, not with words, but with behavior. She pulled back, delayed replies, canceled plans, acted cold, and you failed. You chased harder, loved louder, gave more, and with each desperate move, her respect died a little more. Because women don't test to punish. They test to measure, to feel your spine, your strength, your self-respect. Every ignored text was a question. Will he hold his frame? Every mood swing was a whisper. Will he stay calm? Every delay was a riddle. Does he need me, or does he choose me? And you answered wrong every time. You made her feel powerful, but not feminine. And a woman who feels like the man